Did you know that an estimated 1 billion people worldwide drink coffee and over 2 billion cups are consumed every single day? It is the dark gold that fuels our modern pace. But within that vast ocean of caffeine, a silent war is being waged between two worlds, instant coffee and brewed coffee. But within that vast ocean of caffeine, a silent war is being waged between two worlds, instant coffee and brewed coffee. One represents the ultimate victory of industrial convenience, while the other is a ritual of patience and precision. Today, join me as we uncover the secrets hidden behind these two types of coffee to find the answer to the question, ultimately, which one is better?
I am Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things.
Think of brewed coffee as a freshly cooked meal. It starts with whole beans that are ground and steeped in hot water. This process is like a magic filter that pulls out all the natural oils, rich aromas, and deep flavors directly from the bean to your cup. Because it's a fresh extraction, you get to enjoy the most authentic and vibrant taste that nature intended. It's a bit slower, but it's real and pure. Instant coffee, meanwhile, is more like frozen dried food. To make it, factories brew huge amounts of coffee first, then use extreme cold or heat to suck all the water out, leaving behind dry crystals. When you stir it into your mug, you aren't really making coffee. You're just waking up coffee that was made weeks or months ago in a factory. It's incredibly fast and convenient, but in that process of drying and processing, many of the natural, delicate scents of the coffee bean are lost forever. So, when did this magical beverage that awakens the human brain first come to be? Brewed coffee has a history that stretches back over 1,000 years. Legend has it that a goat herder in Ethiopia named Kaldi first discovered the plant's energizing effects in the 9th century. From the ancient Sufi monasteries in Yemen to the bustling coffee houses of the Ottoman Empire, brewing coffee was always a ritual. For centuries, the method remained simple. Grind the beans and steep them in water. The famous composer Johann Sebastian Bach loved it so much that he wrote the coffee cantata to praise its delight. The philosopher Voltaire was said to drink 40 to 50 cups a day, claiming it was the only way to keep his mind sharp enough to criticize the world. For these figures, brewing coffee was a slow, intellectual ritual, a symbol of the Enlightenment era, where ideas were born over a steaming, fresh pot. However, as human life has become increasingly hurried, it has affected the way we enjoy coffee. People no longer want to wait for every slow drop of coffee to fall. Everyone wants a quicker, more convenient beverage, and so instant coffee was born. While Satoru Kato patented the powder in 1901, it was George Washington, an Anglo-Belgian inventor, not the president, who first brought it to mass production. The idea struck him by chance when he noticed dried coffee crystals build up on the spout of a silver pot. He immediately recognized its life-changing potential for soldiers. During World War I, George Washington coffee became so vital that soldiers in the muddy trenches affectionately called it a cup of George. Later, in 1938, chemist Max Morgenthaler spent 7 years in a Nestlé lab perfecting the flavor. His breakthrough didn't just create a better drink, it helped Brazil save millions of bags of surplus coffee from rotting, turning a global economic crisis into a household staple. Making brewed coffee is like squeezing fresh orange juice. You take the beans, grind them, and let hot water run through to capture the flavor. The water acts like a magnet, pulling out the best scents and tastes directly into your cup. It's a natural, one-step process that happens right before you drink it. Because of this, everything stays fresh, vibrant, and full of the bean's original soul. Meanwhile, producing instant coffee packets is much more complex. Factories have to brew a giant pot of coffee first, then they find ways to get rid of all the water to turn it into powder. They either use extreme heat, like a giant hairdryer, to turn it into dust, or extreme cold, freezing it like an ice cube in a vacuum, to create crystals. First, let's talk about spray drying, the giant hairdryer method. To turn liquid coffee into fine powder instantly, factories blast it through a stream of extremely hot air, reaching temperatures as high as 250 degrees Celsius, 480 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the water evaporates in a split second, leaving behind dry beads. However, such intense heat acts like a scorch, destroying the most delicate aromatic molecules and making the coffee taste more bitter and flat. Second is the more advanced freeze drying. Essentially, it dries coffee by removing water without ever letting it turn into a liquid. Instead, ice turns directly into vapor, a scientific phenomenon known as sublimation. It begins with brewing coffee into a thick, concentrated essence. This extract is then flash frozen to an extreme temperature of around -40 degrees Celsius, turning all the water into ice and locking the flavor compounds in place. The most critical step happens in a vacuum chamber. Under extremely low pressure and a very gentle touch of heat, the ice crystals vanish into vapor without ever melting. Because the water disappears without passing through a liquid state, the coffee's original structure and aroma remain almost perfectly intact. What's left behind are light, porous granules of premium instant coffee. When you add hot water, these granules instantly dissolve, recreating a flavor remarkably close to a fresh brew. This is why freeze-dried coffee is always more expensive and tastes closer to a fresh brew. Purely in terms of sensory quality, coffee brewed from roasted and ground beans is almost always rated higher. The reason lies in the fact that the aroma and flavor compounds are still relatively fresh and have not undergone significant changes. When hot water passes through the ground coffee, the extraction process occurs immediately, carrying with it coffee oils, organic acids, and hundreds of aromatic compounds, creating a cup of coffee with depth and distinct layers of flavor. Conversely, instant coffee, despite its convenience, must still undergo processing steps such as concentration and drying. These stages more or less cause the loss of a portion of the natural aroma, making the flavor generally simpler, sometimes leaning toward bitterness or lacking vibrancy. However, it cannot be denied that with modern technology, particularly freeze-drying, today's instant coffee has significantly improved and can provide a quite pleasant experience, especially for those who prioritize speed and convenience. Whichever type you choose, the final quality of the cup of coffee still depends heavily on how you prepare it. For brewed coffee, prioritize freshly roasted beans, grind them right before brewing, and control the water temperature within the range of 90 to 96 degrees Celsius to avoid burning the flavor. The ratio of water to coffee is also very important. A common ratio is 1 to 15 to 1 to 18 to achieve balance. For instant coffee, a simple tip is not to use 100 degrees Celsius boiling water, but to let the water cool down for a few seconds before brewing, which helps limit the harshness. Additionally, you can elevate the flavor by adding a bit of warm milk, a tiny pinch of salt to reduce bitterness, or even a little cinnamon to create depth. Ultimately, better is not an absolute conclusion, but depends on the purpose and tasting preference of each individual. The most important thing is not which type you choose, but that you understand how to make your cup of coffee reach its best state under the conditions you have. In the rhythm of modern life, where everything moves at an almost breathless pace, humans begin to measure not just flavor, but time itself. And in the story of coffee, there is a factor, silent yet decisive: convenience. Imagine a morning. Sunlight has just touched the window, but the clock is already urging you. On the table, there are two choices. On one side is brewed coffee, quiet and patient. You must prepare, measure, and wait for every drop of hot water to flow through the fine grounds, listening to each drip as if time itself were slowing down. It is not just making coffee, it is a ritual, a rare moment of stillness amidst a noisy life. But because of that, it requires you to have time, concentration, and a morning that isn't too hurried. On the other side, instant coffee does not tell such a long story. It appears as a solution. No preparation needed, no waiting, no technique. Just a cup of hot water, a gentle stir, and everything is ready. In the office, on a bus, or in the middle of a dense workday, instant coffee is like a button, fast, compact, and always ready. But convenience is never free. Brewed coffee, though slower, gives you the power of control. You can make it bolder, lighter, more acidic, or more bitter through just tiny adjustments. Every cup of coffee is a unique version, bearing your own signature. Meanwhile, instant coffee is almost predetermined. You can add a bit of sugar, a bit of milk, but the boundaries of change are very narrow. Therefore, if considering convenience alone, the answer is almost clear. Instant coffee is the choice of speed, of hurried mornings and days without time to stop. But looking deeper, convenience is not just about fast or slow. For some people, standing and waiting for each drop of coffee to fall is also a form of convenience. Convenient for slowing down, for enjoying, and for finding oneself amidst the chaos. But coffee is not just a story of time or convenience, it is also about the subtle impacts on health. Whether it is brewed or instant coffee, the greatest common point still lies in caffeine, the compound that helps awaken the body, improve alertness, and increase concentration. A cup of coffee at the right time can help you overcome fatigue and maintain work performance during stressful hours. Besides, coffee contains many antioxidants, contributing to the protection of cells against harmful agents and supporting long-term health. Brewed coffee, thanks to being extracted directly from roasted and ground beans, often retains more natural compounds and coffee oils, providing more complete nutritional benefits. Meanwhile, instant coffee is lighter, easier to drink, and sometimes suitable for those with sensitive digestive systems. Some studies show that drinking coffee in moderation can help reduce the risk of diseases such as type 2 diabetes or liver disease. However, these benefits only exist when used reasonably. Drinking too much or adding too much sugar and milk can cause the opposite effect. Although it brings many benefits, coffee, whether brewed or instant, still has negative impacts if used incorrectly. When consumed in excess, caffeine can put the body into a state of overstimulation, rapid heartbeat, restlessness, difficulty sleeping, and even prolonged anxiety. For sensitive individuals, even a small amount can cause insomnia or a jittery feeling inside. Brewed coffee, especially methods that do not use paper filters, such as the Finn or French press, also contains many coffee oils, including compounds that can increase cholesterol if used frequently in large quantities. Excess cholesterol can cling to the walls of blood vessels, forming atherosclerotic plaques. Over time, these plaques narrow the vessels, obstructing blood flow and forcing the heart to work harder. This is the foundation leading to dangerous cardiovascular diseases such as atherosclerosis, hypertension, myocardial infarction, or stroke. Meanwhile, instant coffee carries the risk of accompanying additives, which increases the calorie count and can easily affect weight as well as metabolism if consumed daily. In addition, drinking coffee on an empty stomach can stimulate the stomach, leading to a gnawing or uncomfortable sensation. Overusing coffee for a long period can also make the body dependent, reducing its effectiveness unless the dosage is increased. Therefore, the general recommendation is to limit caffeine intake to about 300 to 400 milligrams per day, equivalent to 2 to 4 cups of coffee, depending on the type. Limit drinking in the evening. Avoid adding too much sugar or condensed milk, and it is best to drink after having a light snack. More importantly, listen to your body, because a cup of coffee is only truly good when it makes you feel comfortable, not more exhausted. From another perspective, every cup of coffee you hold in your hand also tells a very quiet story about the environment. Brewed coffee, with the coffee grounds remaining after each extraction, actually opens up a new life cycle. Those grounds can be repurposed as fertilizer, deodorizers, or even to nourish plants, as if, after awakening humans, coffee continues to nourish the earth. If sustainable brewing tools are used and single-use items are limited, brewed coffee can become a rather green choice. Meanwhile, instant coffee brings a different kind of benefit, one that is more silent. Because it is pre-processed, it helps reduce raw material waste and saves energy in the daily brewing process. No leftover grounds, no need for many tools. Each cup of instant coffee is almost pre-measured to avoid excess. Although each type follows its own path, Both can become more environmentally friendly if the drinker chooses to use them consciously. But everything has two sides, and coffee is no exception. With brewed coffee, the story begins with coffee grounds that seem harmless. If not repurposed, they, along with paper filters, plastic cups, or takeaway lids, gradually accumulate into daily waste. Crowded coffee shops, hurried mornings, all of these combine into a silent negative stream that nature must bear. As for instant coffee, convenience comes with layers of packaging that are easy to use but very difficult to decompose, affecting our earth. If we want that story to end more gently, we can completely start with very small choices. Carrying a personal cup instead of using single-use plastic cups, choosing eco-friendly paper filters or reusable brewing tools. These are all changes that are not too difficult, but are enough to make a difference. A lover of brewed coffee can completely keep the grounds remaining after use to use as fertilizer for plants as a way to return nutrients to the soil. For those who prefer instant coffee, prioritizing products with minimalist or recyclable packaging is also a choice worth considering. I want to share with you the 10-second rule for picking the best coffee, a quick filter based on sensory science and production standards that ensures you never settle for a bad cup again. For instant coffee, the secret lies in the shape of the crystals and the simplicity of the ingredients. Observe the texture. Look for large, jagged, and sharp-edged granules. This is a sign of the freeze-drying method, which preserves the coffee's soul far better than fine, dust-like powders. Also, do not forget to check the label. High-quality instant coffee must list 100% coffee or coffee extract as the primary ingredient, instead of being buried under a mountain of sugar, artificial flavors, or non-dairy creamer. When it comes to coffee beans or brewed coffee, the focus shifts to the timeline and visual consistency. Hunt for the roasted date on the packaging instead of just looking at the expiration date. Great coffee is a living product and reaches its flavor peak within 2 to 4 weeks after roasting. After that, look at the coffee beans themselves. You want to see a uniform chocolate brown color without an oily sheen. Avoid beans that look charred black or are mixed with many broken fragments, as these are signs of over-roasting or poor quality harvests, which will lead to a flat and bitter cup of coffee. Just by mastering this 10-second test, you can become an expert at choosing the flavors of the mind. Ultimately, the journey to find which coffee is better doesn't lead us to a single destination, but rather opens up choices that fit different moments of our lives. Coffee is not merely a caffeinated drink to wake you up. It is a mirror reflecting your own rhythm. There are days when the world outside moves too fast, and a convenient cup of instant coffee is the understanding companion that helps you keep up with the hustle. But there are also times when slowing down to brew a pot of roasted coffee, listening to the water boil, and smelling the spreading aroma is the very way you find stillness in your soul. Whether you choose the delicate complexity of brewed coffee or the consistent speed of instant coffee, the most important thing is how you cherish that experience. The best coffee isn't necessarily the most expensive one, but the one that makes you feel the most comfortable and happy in the circumstances you have.
I'm Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the simple things in everyday life. Because what you see is never the whole story. There's always something deeper beneath the surface. See you in the next one.